Everybody here. All during my life, I always try to be creative in some way. I used to do black and white photography and had my own darkroom. Then I did stained glass, then three-dimensional stained glass, and worked and made pictures out of wood. Then I started to run into a situation where physically, maybe a few problems. So I started to look around and walked into a store and saw a big display of colored duct tape. And I said, well, I'll give it a try. I picked up some and started to make a few things. But the only thing, and they came out nice, but the only way I could cut it was to use an X-Acto knife and cut it that way. Maybe curves and stuff like that. But I made some stuff that I liked, but it wasn't what it wasn't the type of stuff that I wanted to do. Accidentally, one day I was sitting at the computer and I printed some mailing labels to put on envelopes. The phone rang, so I took a sheet, threw it in the printer, answered the phone, came back to the printer afterwards and found out that I had put the wrong size labels into the printer. And I said, well, you know what I'm going to do? Being cheap as I am, I started to cut out as many of the good labels as I could. And while I was cutting it, I'm thinking to myself, what would happen if I took all of these paper labels off that sheet and put duct tape on it instead? I did. I cut it, and it worked perfectly. Just like this. This is the type of the surface that it was in. I put the duct tape on, and has anybody ever worked with duct tape?
Just to make costumes.
What?
Just to make
And didn't have success with duct tape?
Yeah.
Would you like to try cutting and see how easy it is on this surface?
Oh, really? Wow, makes it easier.
Left-handed scissors there?
Oh, totally. See, now you can cut it on that surface now.
Have you seen the red green show?
That's it. I guess not.
That's duct tape. All right.
And it cuts very easily, and you can cut you can put your own patterns on it and make any sorts of cuts that you want. And it worked out fine. Like here. Here are some of the ones that I cut already. Cutting it out of the duct tape. Then you can easily, well, oh, here. Then after they're cut, you just take a little knife, just lift it off, and put it anywhere in the picture that you want, just like that.
What kind of board is that?
Fiberboard. And like I say, you could use your own imagination and easily take what you have cut off and put it on whatever surface you want. And I've used many surfaces in the past, but I settled on the fiberboard. And you just take it off. put it in, and make any design you want.
Oh, yeah, you're right. The color forms, they used to be like the, yeah, that's right, I just heard like the, they were after
Just
people
put it-
or dolls or.
And I've used many different surfaces. One is plastic plates. And here's a pizza pie, pizza tin. And you can put it on, almost any surface will accept it and make a presentable picture. And I'm still experimenting with different ways of cutting duct tape. Like I have a set of leather cutters, and using the leather cutters you can cut the tape in the same way. And the little stamps that you use for scrapbooks, you can do the same thing. And somebody asked me that, how do you decide on what you want to make? And I said, now that I can cut it in any shape that I want, anything I want to make, I'll make. Like, one day I was watching the American Gothic. I figured, I'm going to make an American Gothic just like that. And this is what I did.
Yes, Sue.
And
That's our Facebook page.
and I cut out the picture, and that was it.
Picture must have just.
And one day, well, last year, they were talking about Poppy retiring, and there was a decent picture, so I copied the picture completely in duct tape.
That's great. That is awesome, isn't it?
Do you do all the cutting freehand?
Yes. Just, you take it, I have, usually when I do the cutting, I just take it like this. And,
You don't draw, you don't draw any lines?
oh, yeah, I use a pattern. And I follow the pattern, like here. You could do it freehand, if you could. Like many times I've done trees and plants, and I've done that completely freehand. But you just go around, you cut it, and it cuts pretty easily.
Gets a lot off the images off the internet. It prints them out, and there's a black and white print there, and then like maybe a flower.
Then you just take the backing off of it, and put it on here wherever you want. You set up the picture and create whatever you want. And it's just you can use your own imagination on what you want to cut. Like I started with this. About 5 years ago, I was watching TV, the bucket list, and I remembered prior to that I had seen some caricatures of the people who starred, Nicholson and Morgan Freeman. So I figured my next project is going to be one on the bucket list, and that's what I made here.
I love that.
That's great.
Then another one I heard, history of Picasso and his dalliances. So I made a picture of Picasso, his girlfriend, and his wife. But like I say, once you learn how to cut the duct tape, you can do anything you want. Whatever creativity is within you can come out in the duct tape the way you cut it.
Benson, did you seal the surface of those in any way to prevent the tape from coming off in the future at any point?
Usually it stays, but what I do when everything is finished, I take a matte finish and spray it. It does two things. First of all, it keeps the edges down, and if you have anything written like this, it covers it and doesn't allow you to erase it. But that's basically what I do. I find it very enjoyable. I can sit, relax in front of the TV and work on it at the same time. And as long as I like them, and as long as their grandkids like them, that's what matters to me. And I'm very happy to see that other people are getting enjoyment out of it also.
We'll be buying a bigger house because we have about 200 of them.
That's when you start a museum.
Yeah, and
Museum.
I
A duct tape museum.
used to make them, large, a little larger like this. And I was forced to make them this. And I found the smaller I made them, the better my hearing was, because it didn't get as noisy in the house. I won't say anything. I'm not supposed to pick on you. But that's basically what I do. And like I say, working with the duct tape like any other medium, it's up to your own creativity to get the results that you want.
Do you have a favorite piece that you've made?
My favorite piece, I don't have it with me now, but Diane has it on her telephone. It's a picture of a circus. A three-ring circus with the clowns, with the animals, with the cages, with the acrobats and all that sort of stuff. And the reason I like it so much is that on the left side of the picture, there are photos of 5 people sitting there, 6 people sitting there watching the circus. Me and the 5 grandkids. In fact, Diane, do you have the picture of it? But that happens to be my favorite picture. And like I say, I'm at the point now where whatever I feel like making, I'm capable of doing it and be satisfied with it.
Yeah, this is.
How long does it take you
It's
to?
what the kids sing.
It's, you know, let's say a typical one, I could do, in a day I can do one. If you get a little bit more complicated, it would take a few days. But it's fun, it's relaxing. I can sit there, watch TV and work at the same time.
So it's on a big board.
I can ignore Diane as much as I want while I'm working.
You give us a duct tape, just any pencil or you have
I have the yellow board has about 15, 20 different shades of duct tape. And a good craft. Not the cheap. But some of the cheaper duct tapes are a little bit thinner and don't work as well. But really want to have everything.
I wanted to take you to the house.
That took a few days because I kept changing it. First I put the 3-ring circus in, a few days later I decide to put the animals in, a few days later I decide to put the grandkids in and that type of thing. Oh, yeah.
It's on a big board.
Thank you.
And I'm glad to see everybody. And it means so much to me that people getting enjoyment out of it. That's what matters most.
All of these on the walls will be up here until the end of August, but we are selling them, if anybody wants them. They're $40 each. And in about a week or two, we'll take the ones that are sold, we'll get in touch with the people, because you get in touch with us instead of Senior Center, and then we'll get those to you, and then we'll replace them with others, because we've
Oh,
quite a
nice,
few. So
nice,
We'll
thank you.
change the exhibit a little, and then
Thank you, that's
people get to take
wonderful.
things too.